Man, the beginning it was great, and I don't want to say it was stressful, but it did so much for us on multiple levels, for the community, for the people that we do business with, all the things that we've been able to accomplish that started out by us doing this. Not saying that we wouldn't have ended up doing some of the things that we've done with the community. We wouldn't have grown the way that we've grown, but if I can go back in time and like pinpoint, something that we did differently than our normal standard business that launched us into the trajectory that we're at now, it would definitely be starting this podcast. We had this idea that we were gonna build these gazebos. I think we started with the gazebos. The greenhouses were second year. We started with these gazebos that we built. I don't know how we came up with the idea of Shane. Actually, I do. We were sitting in Ty's office and we are like, we gotta promote these things. We're gonna do an auction. And I was like, dude, there's this guy that runs around New York City. He's a nut, and I mean that in a good way. I mean, he just doesn't care what people think. He's constantly running around our community. Winter, summer, it doesn't matter. Shirt off, 30 degrees out. I think Ty reached out to him, either myself or Ty reached out to him, and somehow we got roped into going on he did like a podcast himself. And we're riding in there the first day and we were both nervous, man. But we're riding in there and it's like, what do we talk about? How do we do this? And like, we just winged it, man. We went there and the first episode, Vic, me and you watched a little bit of it the other week. And just thinking about the nerves and, I remember the thing I kept thinking about during our first episode was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, I feel like I'm just like sitting here and I don't know what I should do with my hands. Like, originally we were just going to do this for a couple weeks and try to sell these gazebos. And, I can't tell you exactly at what point we realized that this was going to go like full time, that we were going to do this past the gazebos. But we had a heck of a time, man. Like, it got to be the point that like, me and Ty were excited every week to, talk about new stuff. And, that was back when you could have watch parties. So you always had all these people in there. There'd be hundreds of people in there, creating their own watch parties and conversating. And it just brought some really, really cool, positive spotlight to our company.
Were there any unexpected challenges or funny behind the scenes stories that stand out?
How PG you want me to keep this? The lights going out when we had that hurricane. We were in the old studio, and everything just went dark. And this was back, we started originally filming on an iPhone. We didn't have cameras for the longest time. It would just sit on a tripod. I remember Ty bought a studio phone. We got the latest and greatest iPhone, and we would just record on that. We would go live on Facebook. We didn't use any kind of recording software. We would run a microphone plug to the actual iPhone and run it up to the desk, and that's how we talked. I mean, that's how we started this thing, man. And I remember all the lights went out, but since we were recording on an iPhone, the show kept going. So like, I think we had Brad Whitlock on the show, and he was wearing his Hawaiian shirt, and that was the only thing that you could see in the entire studio. It was pitch black. You were there for that, right? Yeah, we quick ran and got this huge generator, ran extension cords. Me and Ty are tripping over shit, can't see nothing, and Brad's just chilling on the on the iPhone, wondering what the hell's going on. One of the things that I miss the most about doing the show is the conversation before and after. Our daily grind that we're in, myself, you, Ty, we're in different different departments, I'll call it. Our paths don't cross that much throughout the day. So, that was one day a week that, the three of us got to sit down and, uninterrupted, before the show, after the show, and, just talk about stuff, talk about life, talk about what's going on in our personal lives. I've been blessed to be able to talk to some really, really cool people in our industry, get to know them, to the point that even still to this day, I haven't been on the show in quite some time. But if I would run into any of them people, it's a genuine good friendship, good conversation. You get to hear all the different walks of life that people come from. Those are probably the best, like, behind the scenes stuff, that have to do with the show. I would definitely say that probably the conversation, man, the good conversations that we've had, and there's so many of them. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. He's a good man. That's one of those episodes that I'll never forget. When he got vulnerable, and you know what, Vic, I think that episode made us go a different direction with the podcast. When he got vulnerable and, like, shed some tears on our thing, talking about his daughter and stuff, like, dude, that's real stuff. Like, I have goosebumps right now just remembering, how real that was. He didn't have to share that stuff with us, and that was definitely the point. Him and David Taggart were our first big fish after RoofCon. And I remember me and Ty texting back and forth talking about, he landed Deshaun Bryant. I got David Taggart to agree while we were at RoofCon to come on the show. And I remember we were like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. Like, these guys are actually going to come on our show. Like, what? It turned more to what it is now, where, we're trying to get people, real live people, that have real lives outside of work, talk about their challenges. What things do you have to overcome on a day-to-day basis? Dude, we all got stuff. So we went the direction of getting these people on here and talking about that stuff, talking about addictions, talking about divorces, and, terrible business decisions that, you've had to crawl out of a hole from. And, dude, that helps people. I really do think that we've made an impact in our industry, helping people understand that they're not alone in that stuff. And, you don't have to be a business owner to get something out of that show. There's a lot of personal development talk. There's a lot of encouragement to just step outside your comfort zone and be real. Me and Ty developed a very, very good interaction relationship. I can sit in a room with that man for 2 minutes and I know exactly where he's at in his head. I just know. And I think he knows that about me too. We can read each other very well. People that like to talk are great to interview, but you also get those people that, you ask them a question and give you a 2-word answer and then it's just silence. So it takes some real skill to be able to draw information out of people and keep it interesting. That's where me and Ty, did really well together. It's been a hell of a ride, brother. I'm super, super grateful to have met you, to have gotten to a point that, I don't even want to say that we're friends. We're friends, man. But like, we have a much deeper relationship than that. I want to thank you, bro, for everything that you've done for me, for my family, for never giving up on me, for not giving up on our team, for being consistent and providing this platform for us to flourish, man. You continue to try to grow your dreams so that our dreams will fit in there. And not everyone sees it every day. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect, but I know that your intentions are 100% pure. I know that if it comes down to it, bro, I have your phone number memorized because I know that if I ever need you, you got me. And I don't think that anyone that works for you or has a relationship with you would disagree with that. I love the direction and the ability for you to continue this thing without me, because I'll be honest, man, there was a part of me that didn't want to step away when I did. I had to do that. It was a decision that I had to make at that time to do the changes that I needed to do. I needed to fully invest my time and my energy into myself, my growth, and my family. Bro, you're killing it, man. You're killing it. And I love seeing the excitement, and I know that this is your passion and you're doing a great job with it.